Hey guys! Hello! Hello! And yeah, so I have a surprise. I'm not in the Philippines anymore. I'm here in China. Yeah, I already arrived here in China. And so yeah, so wow, what a journey that was. Could never forget that. Traveling this pandemic time is really so different, very tense actually. And I will tell you guys about that in my next video. Probably in my next Kwentuhan and jamming session, I will be doing a story about that travel. But yeah, but this time today, we're going to finish our Halloween special, our third story for the Halloween special of our Kwentuhan and jamming session. All right. So, but before I tell you guys the story, I would like to thank everybody first who have wished me well for the travels last November 4. So thank you guys. Thank you for the prayers, for the support, for the well wishers. Thank you guys very much. Really, I'm here now in China doing my 14-day quarantine. And yeah, so all right. So guys, I know you're looking forward for our third story for our Halloween special. And now I'll begin. All right, so for this, starting the quarantine time, no, sorry, starting the lockdown time in the Philippines during March time, my mom's siblings have decided to do video calls every about lunchtime. They would do a video call, and that was great because that would at least make you feel like they're there, that even if you don't get to see them often because we're not allowed to, but then if you have the video call, you communicate constantly, then it makes you feel that they're still there and the bond will be stronger, and then it won't make you feel as lonely. So they did that, and that was good. And so for almost every day, just skipping some days, I guess, or once a week skipping, but then most of it they do that. And then I saw how they were. They enjoyed it. They had fun about it, reminiscing about the past or discussing about things. And so one day in October, last October, something happened, and it was really odd and weird. And so I included it in our story for our Halloween special. Okay, so what happened that time was they were discussing. I will tell you, you will guys know the date, which in October, but I won't say the date first right now. So it was in the last October, just the last month. So my one of my uncle was discussing about cultural center of the Philippines, and they were discussing about what's in that complex, what other locations are there, the film center, folk arts theater, and all that. And then my other uncle, this particular uncle, began to ask about this restaurant there. And so everybody was thinking about what restaurant could be there during that time, during the way back. And then my other uncle, their eldest brother actually, he has a very, very good memory. He was the one who mentioned the restaurant. He said, "Don't you guys remember that this restaurant?" No, I won't say the name, but this restaurant is where Dad had his 80th birthday. And then everybody was like, "Oh yeah, that's right, the 80th birthday. Yeah, that's right. It was a grand birthday party." And it was, guys. We were all wearing red, as in everybody was wearing red. And and then they started making fun of me because they remembered that I did a speech at that time. I was still like a little girl, and then I did a speech. And so they were saying like, "Hey, Jojo, you did a speech that time." And then I said, "Yeah, yeah, it is." And it was. And I still remember actually my first lines. And I said, I still can remember because my other auntie was kept on practicing with me day and night, day and night, day and night. That until now it's still here. The first part of the speech. And so we were having fun discussing that in the video call. And then suddenly my uncle said, "Hey guys, I still have that souvenir, that dad's souvenir at the time. Maybe I should get it, and we could at least look at the souvenir again. And so he took the souvenir, and then he probably looked at it, and obviously the souvenir has the dates and everything there, the occasion. And so my uncle was looking at it, and then he suddenly announced to the group. He said, "Hey, everybody, today is Dad's birthday." And guys, did you get what I mean? Did you sort of feel, or are you okay? So October, that when he took the souvenir and he said it was Dad's birthday, how coincidental it was that they were discussing about that. They were discussing about the birthday party of my grandpa, and actually that it was my grandpa's birthday that day that they were having the video call. And everybody sort of had that goosebumps, that chill. Because come on, guys, for the longest time, they started discussing in March till that October time. Almost, they never discuss about grandpa or grandma's birthday. They do reminisce about the past, but seldom that do they discuss about grandpa and grandma. But on that particular day of the 14th of October, suddenly they thought about the birthday party of my grandpa. And how coincidental it was that it was the birthday of my grandpa and nobody knew it. Everybody just remembered it when my uncle told them about the souvenir. It's as if my grandpa was trying to get our attention. And so my uncle suggested that we go to the cemetery, the columbariums, where my grandpa and grandma are buried. And so yeah, we agreed upon to it, and then so we went there before because this pandemic time, our government in the Philippines decided to close the cemetery for the All Saints Day. And so we're allowed to visit before that day, before the All Saints Day. So yeah, so we went there. We went there, and we were still telling that story when we we still had this feeling of wow, that time, that October 14 video call time that they had. It was such coincidental that they discussed about my grandpa's birthday, not knowing that it was that day that my grandpa's birthday. Whew. What a way to remind us, guys, that we shouldn't forget them. Yeah, and so I leave this one as my last story for the Halloween special. And yeah, so I guess from time to time, guys, don't forget to say a prayer for our dearly departed ones. Yeah. So that's my story. That's my third story for our Kwentuhan and Jamming Sessions Halloween special. And do, guys, stay tuned for our jamming session time. All right. So goodbye. All right. So that was our third story for our Kwentuhan and Jamming session, everybody. The Halloween special. So that's the final story for our Halloween special. And now it's the jamming session time. And what's the song for tonight? I'm going to be playing an OPM song. And it's very, very popular in the Philippines. And I bet I just heard it this year. It's really embarrassing because it was so popular, but then I just knew about it this year. And when I first heard it, I have that feeling like I've got to learn this song because it's really, really cool. So for everybody, this is for all of you, and for those of you who doesn't know this, for those of you who don't know this song, sorry, for those of you who don't know this song, you'll know what I mean when you hear it because it's really, really wow. Okay, so eto na, everybody. Nga pala, everybody, we're still here in our quarantine hotel in China. All right. Ako sa'yo ikaw ay aking ganda mo sa paningin. Ako ngayon'y nag-iisa, sana ay tabihan na sa ilalim ng puting ilaw, sa dilaw na buwan. Pakinggan mo ang aking sigaw sa dilaw na buwan. Ayokong mabuhay ng malungkot, ikaw ang nagpapasaya at makakasama hanggang sa pagtanda. Halina tayo'y humiga. Saan kaya? Sa ilalim ng puting ilaw, sa dilaw na buwan. Pakinggan mo ang aking sigaw sa dilaw na buwan. Ang iyong ganda umaabot sa buwan. Ang tibok ng puso'y tinig sa kalawakan at magbabalik dito sa akin. Ikaw ang mahal, ikaw lang ang mamahalin. Pakinggan ang puso at damdamin, damdamin aking damdamin. Sa ilalim ng puting ilaw, sa dilaw na buwan. Pakinggan mo ang aking sigaw sa dilaw na buwan. Sa ilalim ng puting ilaw, sa dilaw na buwan. Pakinggan mo ang aking sigaw sa dilaw na buwan. Sa ilalim ng puting ilaw, sa dilaw na buwan. Alright, that was Buwan, Moon by Juan Carlos Labajo. Alright guys, till our next Kwentuhan and jamming session, don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye bye, next time then.